Good afternoon from Peter Brackley, week 11 of Italy's much-heralded Serie A season. And today, all eyes, of course, are on this titanic struggle in Turin. Juventus, the most successful club in Italian history, against the might of AC Milan. Unbeaten in league football, then over 44 matches. And by general consensus, the most admired club side currently operating in world football. Great names to whet the appetite: Van Basten, Baresi, Rijkaard, Lentini, Vialli, Kohler and Merla. The contest between first and second in the world's most glamorous league is simply oozing with talent. And of course, this marvellous Del Alpi Stadium, a cauldron of excitement on this eagerly awaited occasion. Well, as we've heard, no David Platt, sadly, for Juve. The England star's damaged knee prevents him from playing. Nor Roberto Baggio. He's out with a broken rib sustained in that match for Italy against Scotland. And in fact, with the Brazilian defender Julio Cesar also still injured, Juve have only two of their foreign contingent on duty, the German pair Jürgen Kohler and Ande Merla. Milan, devastating in their demolition of Gothenburg in Wednesday's European Cup tie, select 8 of the 11 that started that game. Papan, Massaro and Albertini are all left out. Zvonny Boban and Marco Simone are called up. Simone's inclusion certainly a surprise. And Paolo Maldini, the Italian international defender, is back after injury. No Ruud Gullit. It's Van Basten and Rijkaard who are the other foreigners along with Boban. Around 70,000 assembled in the stadium, paying record receipts of £1.5 million. And it really is a cracking atmosphere. And alongside me in the commentary position today is a man who's savoured this occasion, playing on quite a few occasions indeed in the match between Juventus and Milan. Ray Wilkins, formerly with AC Milan. And I'm sure, Ray, you're looking forward to this match as much as anyone at home is.
Very much so. Good afternoon, everybody. This game should really be a humdinger, this one. For Milan, it's possibly the biggest game for them apart from their local derby with Inter. And for the rest of Italy, it's a very important afternoon. The fact that I think a lot of people think that Juventus are possibly the only side at this moment in time that had the opportunity of not only stopping Milan scoring, but going on to beat them as well. So it should be a very, very good afternoon.
Now, what do you make of the team selections? I was just saying there's something of a surprise that Simone is preferred, in fact, really to Papan. He's brought in Boban, the Croatian, instead.
Yes, that's right. I'm a bit disappointed that Gullit doesn't play. Now, Gullit, the three Dutchmen could be very disappointed if any of them are left out, but purely and simply the fact that they went the whole season, won the league, whole season undefeated, and they actually have the riches to be able to leave out someone like Gullit. Boban is playing. I'll be very interested to see him play. I haven't seen him play 90 minutes, so the afternoon should be very interesting.
Second against first, 2 points dividing the two teams. Juve, as Ray is saying, they're surely perhaps with the best chance of any side of ending Milan's fabulous unbeaten run. Juve themselves, who are about to kick off with Casiraghi, have lost only once this season. And they haven't been beaten at home since, yes, Milan, you've guessed it, beat them in May of last year. That by 3-0. Away we go then, as Vialli passes the ball back, and he'll be one of the two front players then alongside Casiraghi. Casiraghi starting a match in Serie A for the second time this season. And an early opportunity there for Juve. They've been playing with just Vialli up front lately, but Casiraghi brought in to assist him up there. And he certainly relished that last week in the win over Torino in the derby. And he feels, Vialli, that he's playing now as well as at any stage of his career. Vialli captaining Juve in the absence of Baggio. Goal kick to Juventus. They have 14 points, Milan on 16, then Torino, Inter and Sampdoria all on 13. But of course Milan do have this game in hand on the teams immediately below them. Baruzzi back in goal, and very nearly presenting a chance to Van Basten. My word, that was risky. Baruzzi, who was out through suspension last week. Rampula taking over. Casiraghi. It was Conte wearing 7, Casiraghi 11. Vialli, I was going to say with a captain's armband, but in fact it's a Juve scarf that he's wearing for good luck. And it certainly brought him that against Torino. He scored for the first time in 5 matches.
What a great start to the game as well. They had an opportunity for Juventus there in the first seconds, and then Van Basten very ably dealt with by Peruzzi in goal there, sidestepping him and clearing the ball a fair old distance.
Torricelli brought down. So a free kick then to Juventus. Taken by Merla. And the header obviously over the bar in the end, but carefully watched by Antonioli. He'll be so anxious to atone for that blunder which cost Milan a point against Inter last Sunday. He blamed the pitch, right?
Yes, and I think he's clutching at straws there, Peter. It was an atrocious goalkeeping error, and I don't think anyone should come out and say they blame the pitch when they make such an enormous mistake.
Foul on Van Basten.
I think that's the first of many this afternoon. Curler will be marking him very tightly. It'll be very interesting to see whether he can cope with him for the full 90 minutes.
It's going to be a great confrontation between the two. They've had some fair old battles down the years. From Köhler's time with Bayern, of course, with the German side too, when they've played Holland. And in the fixtures between Juve and Milan. Almost fairly even too. I think Van Basten's only managed a couple of goals in their matches, in their meetings. And the general feeling in Italy is that Van Basten is the one man who can give Köhler problems. He's such an outstanding marker.
I can't honestly see how anybody could mark him and keep him quiet for 90 minutes. He really is having an exceptional season, even by his standards, and Köhler really does have his work cut out. I noticed that Juventus are playing with a sweeper. Carrera seems to be dropping off very deep.
Dino Baggio with a pass, wins it back again. And a free kick anyway, which Vialli wants to take quickly. Here's Merla. Will be the architect in midfield for this Juve side. No David Platt.
And that's another good head-to-head as well, Peter. You've got Merla in there who's having a really good season. I don't think Juventus really realised what a good player they bought when they bought him. And this guy on the ball now, Frank Rijkaard, who for me is possibly one of the best footballers in world football.
Yes, Trapattoni, the coach of Juve, has been saying that when Merla arrived, he was a fairly timid player, but now, well, he's absolutely outstanding. And to be frank, he said he's irreplaceable. So is this fellow, Baresi, sweeping it forward. Cut out there by Torricelli. One of the cheapest markers in Italian football, 25,000 he cost. And he'll be picking up the world's most expensive player, Lentini, 13 million. Conte with a problem here. Another man who's been in excellent form for Juventus this season, Antonio Conte.
It's actually nice to know, Peter, that they do buy players in thousands in Italy, isn't it? 25,000, that seems very cheap, and to actually get into the Juventus side, he must have done exceptionally well.
Vialli's lay off to Gallia. And safely through to Antonioli. Good
refereeing as well by Squizzardo. He's letting the game go. There are a few challenges out on the pitch, a bit tasty, but he's letting the play run, and it's that adds for a better game for all concerned.
He's the man, of course, Quissato, with a reputation, Carlo Squizzato, for sending a few off, but only one this season, so he's keeping a low profile. Here's Simone, and he very nearly caught out Peruzzi on the near post then. Smart piece of play by Simone. Will be so anxious to impress, having got his chance in the starting lineup. Back tackle then by Baresi. As Merla went hurtling past him. He is so fast, Merla.
It really was a great run, wasn't it? And Baresi takes no prisoners in those situations. AC Merla actually bursts him through the middle. Baresi had one thing on his mind, to pull him down, but it's a very dangerous position to pull someone down as well, because Merla can hit the ball from this distance.
He's playing with so much confidence, Andy Merla. They say he can do 100 metres in around 11 seconds, which is some going. And here's an opportunity then for Juventus. Merla organising the operation alongside Vialli. Torricelli is there too. And surely it's a chance for a strike by Merla, who has scored already some stunning goals this season, as we have seen indeed on Football Italia. And so is Vialli. The referee not happy with the distance that wall has been placed away. Now, will it be Vialli or Merla? Or something we haven't thought of. No, it's Merla! And he wasn't all that far away either. Antonioli had to keep a very cautious eye on that one.
Well, it was a good effort, wasn't it? He's got it up and down pretty quickly here, and it just misses the upright. Yeah, that's not a bad start.
Costacurta to Tossotti. Now Baresi. The early ball in search of Simone, who was quick off the mark. Not policed by Carrera, and now he has clattered into the boards behind the goal, Simone. Only the second game that he has started for Milan this season. And, well, maybe he's not going to finish it.
That was a great ball from Baresi. Simone finding a bit of space there, and a little bit unfortunate he didn't get on the end of it and get the ball in.
Baresi again to Rijkaard. So important for Milan, Frank Rijkaard. He and Van Basten, automatic choices. It's a scramble though for the other place among the foreigners. And Boban has got the vote today. Trapattoni urging his players on, the master tactician.
Oh, what a great shot that was as well, Trapattoni. I think that sums the man up. He likes his players to be very professional and his outfits to be very professional. And that was a tremendous shot.
Di Marchi trying to shake off Iranio.
It's interesting to see the two styles of play as well. You have Milan, when Juventus are in possession, Milan push up and press all over the field. When Milan have possession, Juventus tend to drop off and allow them to build up until the last third and then make their challenges.
Could be something on here. Iranio. Van Basten had gone down, but he's back on his feet now. Boban to Tossotti. Good movement again by Milan. He goes Lentini. Didn't fall for Rijkaard, and the break is on with Merla, leading the charge so impressively. Prepared to take them all on too. Merla. Oh, what a fine run it was.
It was a fantastic run. He picked the ball up halfway in his own half and made that run. But if we can finally watch at the end of it, very important for defenders, the way Baresi shepherds him now away from his goal. Doesn't make a challenge, because you know Muller has to hit a miraculous shot to get that in from there. That's good defending, but a marvellous run from Muller.
Well, he's scored 5 times already this season, Andreas Muller. And he has been so threatening in this game with 10 minutes gone. No goals, but we could easily have had 1 or 2 so far. Rijkaard to Maldini. Rijkaard again. This is Gallia. Now Vialli. Fabio Capello, the coach of Milan, wondering if his team are going to extend their unbeaten record and indeed improve their situation at the top. Baresi. In search of Simone with Van Basten, trying to return the compliment. Of course, Simone in the side means that Massaro isn't. Again, underlines the strength of talent there is at Milan, that they can leave Papan out, they could leave out Bullet. Also Massaro so often has been devastating for Milan. Foul there by Baresi. Here's Lentini. Scorer of that superb goal last week in the derby against Inter. Simone. Dangerous ball hit towards Van Basten. It was an important interception too by Jurgen Kohler. There's Conte. Torricelli. Gallia. Fantastic noise around the stadium for this confrontation between the big two. Casiraghi. Well, he had Antonioli scampering across his goal. And after last week, well, he might have been wondering what was going to happen there, Antonioli.
He didn't look too comfortable either. As the ball comes in, it's bobbling again. And he just helps it around the post. But he looked a bit uncomfortable there, Antonioli.
Well, the Milan players have been complaining about the pitch. It was relayed, at least, or rather complaining about the Milan pitch last week. That was relayed during the summer. And maybe there's one or two bobbles on this one too that are a bit unkind. Certainly weren't happy last week.
No, but I don't think they can have any complaints about this pitch. It looks like a bowling green, Peter. Their own pitch, yes, they have had a few problems. It's so high now, I'm surprised there's any grass in it at all. I mean, the stadium. The stadium is so high around the sides, it must be difficult for the groundsman to keep control of the pitch. But there's no complaints with this one. It's a super surface.
Here's Baresi then for Milan. Baresi's gone forward onto Tassotti's pass. Iranio hugging that right touchline. And how hard already Vialli is working in Juve's cause. Rijkaard, dispossessed though by Gallia. Gallia again with Merla. Vialli's gone wide on his left. This is Dino Baggio. Maldini. Boban. Boban, who was really the number 6 among the foreigners when he came back to Milan for the start of the season, but he's made good progress, and he's clearly ahead now of the likes of Savicevic, who can't get in the side. Papan, Bullet, also left out. Somehow Capello has got to keep them all happy, and that's no easy task. Gallia. Casiraghi, Juve probing for an opening here. Conte, now then for Dino Baggio. Whipping in a dangerous ball too, and Antonioli was brave then as Casiraghi came hurtling in.
It really was first-class football all round. Antonioli did exceptionally well in the last seconds there to manage to get that away. Great ball in from Baggio.
Well, the referee allowed play to go on for a moment there. And what courage shown by Antonioli. He is going to need some urgent attention. So to Casiraghi, whose real menace is in the air. He hasn't scored yet in the league.
Now there goes that ball into that empty space at the near post, but Antonioli does very well to get out there and very courageously. My word, that was a nasty fall of Casiraghi's there.
Casiraghi, who seems to relish playing against Milan, scoring against them on frequent occasions in the past, including in both the league games last season.
Yes, and the goal at the San Siro was a wonderful goal, the volley. I think that won the goal of the season there in Italy. It was a great strike.
So anxiety here for both the coaches. Casiraghi seems to be okay. Antonioli obviously winded.
I think I mention it most times when I've actually worked with you, Peter, the fact that all these world-class players, how hard they work. And I think we've had 2 instances with Gianluca Vialli there, where he's firstly chased back Baresi to make a very important interception, and just after that we saw him work very hard to win it back again.
It's not just all about skill. Prodigious work is a useful asset too. This is Dino Baggio, one of the many internationals on view. Conte doing well. Vialli now. It's not a bad ball in either, with Casiraghi lurking in the penalty box. So dangerous when the ball is in the air. Good spell this for Juve. Merla. Away by Maldini. Wasn't a good header though. Dino Baggio! Off the post! Whacked away by Costa Curta. And a real let-off then for Milan. Dino Baggio, who scored in Europe in the week, very nearly giving his team the lead.
Oh, it's a fabulous strike on the half volley as well, and it's rebounds to safety for Milan as Casiraghi moved in to tap in the rebound.
Well, it's a super start to the game. Nothing sterile about this one. So much at stake. Iranio now, seeking out Van Basten. Tonicelli. Juve fans in great heart now. Conte. Dino Baggio. The interception was from Van Basten. Here's Boban. Now then to Rijkaard. Always looks so smooth in possession, Frank Rijkaard. Baresi to Maldini. Out through injury in the week, Maldini. Re-established in that left-back role today. Beyond Lentini. Rijkaard. Milan's turn to press forward now. Van Basten to Tassotti. Now Iranio. Too easy though for Jurgen Kohler. Very promising start though, Ray.
Oh, a tremendous game, yeah. Milan were under the cosh there for a good 5 minutes, and they've done well to weather that storm.
Milan are going to have to replace their goalkeeper, Antonioli, who was clearly injured in that clash with Casiraghi. Will take no further part in this game. Sebastiano Rossi will replace him, so that's a real blow for Milan, but of course they have a very experienced and outstanding goalkeeper in Rossi to replace him. Indeed, at one brief stage earlier in the season, Rossi was preferred to Antonioli, and certainly was for much of last season. Sad to see though, Ray.
It's a blow for Antonioli as well, because he's done a couple of good things in the game, and he may have well been getting his confidence back after that horrendous error he made last week.
Just wonder too if that attempted save from Dino Baggio may have hindered him even further as he went diving down at the near post. Now off goes Lentini. Dino Baggio holding him off, assisted by Carrera. Very strong Lentini.
That was good play from Lentini. Van Basten made a great angle for him. Everything at this moment in time has been played in front of Juventus, but there you see Lentini wanted to get behind them and turn them round. And it was a good one too. It was a bit unfortunate he didn't get the run of the ball.
"20 minutes gone. Here's Baresi. Now, did he handle that? And the referee was quite a few yards away and turned away and turned down those appeals by, well, certainly the Juve fans and some of the players as well.
Yeah, I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt as well. He appeared to take it around his stomach area.
Tassotti for Milan. 7 wins from their 9 games so far, 2 matches drawn with Torino and Inter. Off goes Simone. Couldn't wriggle though past Conte. Again, a tireless worker, Conte, in this Juve side. Costa Curta under threat from Casiraghi.
Costa Curta had a bit of a panic up there. He gave Rossi a dreadful pass back. He drilled it right at him, and he's only just come on the field. That would have been a difficult ball for Rossi to handle.
I think he was saying, "I don't want it, you have it." So Casiraghi marauding behind him. certainly seems to be more venom about Juve with the two men up front rather than just the one, Ray.
Yes, that's right. It's always very difficult for players to play up there on their own, and I think you can see Vialli relishing the fact that he's got someone up there with him, and someone good in the air like Kaziragi, because as the game goes on, and if they get good ball in the box, then Vialli obviously has a chance of getting on a few knockdowns.
Free kick to Milan. Zvonny Boban to take it for them, the Croatian. Yeah, Van Basten let it go. Aranio was behind him. So too, though, was Demarchi. Gallia. There goes Demarchi. Aranio pleading his innocence. And the referee won't stand any nonsense. There was almost nose contact there.
That looked like a good old-fashioned shoulder charge there. It's a good race between the two of them. And Aranio just gets back. I think Demarchi felt that he wasn't going to get there, and over he went.
Yes, I think Aranio a little unlucky then. But it's the referee's decision that counts as Carrera pumps it forward, away by Maldini. And Rijkaard was fouled by Gallia. Tony totally immersed in the game. And anyone who might have doubted his motivation on rejoining Juve should have a look at those pictures. Here's Möller. Full of running, full of ideas, full of enterprise. Gallia. Demarchi. Now Vialli. Trying to take them all on. Too many for him, though. Aranio for Milan. Aranio preferred to, well, you would say to Ruud Gullit in many ways, and also to Albertini, who's been left out. There's so much competition. Aranio, an Italian international, £5 million signing from Genoa. Carrera. Route 1 this time. Maldini climbing high in the air. Möller hadn't spotted Lentini. Again, good work by Vialli. Baggio. Gallia. Boban read that situation so well. Aranio now. Dino Baggio struggling for possession with Simone and Lentini. Being played at a furious pace, Ray.
It really is. It really is a tremendous game. I think you can gather the importance of the game, the way both sides are setting about each other. I think one missing ingredient for Milan is the fact that Massaro's not playing. Massaro's had a very, very good season, and I think today would have been a good game for him to play, and he seems to thrive in this big atmosphere and the big game.
And we've said it before, he would walk into any other side, but not Milan's.
Well, they found a berth for him at left back the other night against Gothenburg, which really goes to show how highly they do rate him.
Baresi to Rijkaard. Yes, they spend millions on new players and then put the reserve striker at left back. Lentini with a cross. Simone. Not a bad effort at all then by Simone. He always seems to score goals when he comes into the side. He got one against Lazio when he came on as a sub earlier in the season. And he regularly scored when he featured in the last campaign.
He did very well there as well to get across the face of the defender. It was a good early ball in from Lentini, and he whipped across the face of the defender and got in a fair header.
Lentini. Free kick to Milan.
That's a strange free kick. That's just the challenge. It's one of those things that happens, you know, every couple of minutes in a game of football. And unfortunately, in Italy, the referees do tend to blow up for a lot of those.
Tassotti. Good running by Simone. His run, though, was covered.
His run was covered, but he had the opportunity to try and whip it round on the volley. I think he was hoping that he was going to get a tougher challenge and go over. As the ball came over his right shoulder, he may well have been able to just turn and whip it across.
Run by Boban, Lentini, Rijkaard. And for once he's given it away. Vialli now. Lentini chasing back. Vialli, though, whipping over the cross, and it came off Rijkaard for a corner to Juventus.
He did well there, Vialli. Showed great strength as well to hold off the challenge from Lentini, who he sent sprawling all over the place. He really has started well, Vialli.
Well, he lost his place in the Italian national team for the recent game with Scotland, but as I was saying earlier on, he feels himself he's really on top of his game now. Signori of Lazio was preferred to him. Pereira, the sweeper. Baresi elegantly chesting it down. Always has so much time and class, Baresi. Now Lentini couldn't outsmart Dino Baggio. Van Basten was caught then by Gallia. The referee saw it, and he had a quiet word with Gallia. Rijkaard now. Away by Kohler, not too much gets past him. Now Vialli from Casiragi's pass. Casiraghi trying to find some space in the middle. Didn't have the service anyway, and then Merle's lost it. Boban. Dangerous ball with Van Basten hovering. Good vision shown then by Boban.
The Boban started well. He keeps the ball nicely. He keeps things ticking over for Milan. And he takes a bit of the workload off of Rijkaard. But that was a good pass. It was a good run from Van Basten. Had the ball been a little bit quicker, there's the foul we're seeing. Van Basten makes a bit of a meal of it. But had the ball been a little bit quicker, I think Van Basten might have got in.
Foul by Van Basten's marker, Jürgen Kohler. And you can rest assured, wherever Van Basten goes today, Kohler will be sure to follow. Laid off that flick by Van Basten. Maldini, here's Lentini. He's being pursued by Dino Baggio, by the looks of things. A tactical battle, which could be so important to the outcome.
Vi chiamano da un momento all'altro.
Tassotti. Van Basten claiming the throw, a free kick, anything really. Not quite sure what the referee's given. Free kick. Tassotti will take it. Van Basten in no hurry to get into the middle. Rijkaard was in there and well claimed by Peruzzi. And we were hoping today to compare him with Antonioli, two of the former under-21 international goalkeepers. But if you're just joining us, Antonioli has had to go off through injury, and Sebastiano Rossi is now in goal for Milan. No score, but an excellent and very promising start to this epic struggle. What are your own particular memories, Ray, of this fixture?
I think the first ever game that we played against Juventus, or my first game against Juventus, we actually beat them 3-2, and it was a classic game at the San Siro, and we were very fortunate to get away with it. Paolo Rossi scoring what the referee claimed was an offside goal in the last minute, so we kept on to our victory.
Out then by Carrera. Now off goes Vialli, and Rossi comes herring out of his goal.
Great goalkeeping as well, taking the initiative there to get out and get hold of the ball, and that was really good goalkeeping.
I think you fancy going further with it too, but Tassotti said no thanks, I'll have that. Lentini feeding Maldini. One back by Conte. The two number 7s in conflict. Here's Merle. Started with so much confidence that they've contained him more in the last 15 minutes or so, have Milan. I don't know if he's enjoying it or not, really.
I don't think he's enjoying it at the moment, no. Depending how the result goes, he'll be quite happy. I'm sure after this game. The start has been quite fantastic. The last 5 minutes has calmed down slightly, but I think that was inevitable because the game was played at such a ferocious pace.
So much success, of course, for Giovanni Trapattoni in his previous spell with Juventus. 6 titles in 10 terms. 76 to 86, and that was the last time they won the championship, Juve, back in 86. Milan have been a dominant force in recent times. Sampdoria, of course, winning the title. Napoli, too. And Juve hoping it's going to be their name on the trophy at the end of this season. Shackled by Maldini. Vialli. Again, Maldini was there. Goes Conte. Now Van Basten with Kohler. Another foul on Van Basten.
A great bit of skill as well, wasn't it? He felt Kohler at his back, so he knew exactly where he was, held him off, and done what we call in the game a Cruyff on Kohler, and was pulled down. There's Baresi getting a yellow card, I think, obviously for dissent.
I think the Milan players are asking how long he's going to tolerate the tackling of Kohler on Van Basten.
There we go, nice bit of skill.
There's quite a few fouls now, so it can't go on. And that, I think, is the point Baresi was making, but made it too vociferously. So a yellow card for the captain of Milan. 12 minutes of the first half to go. It's an absorbing match in the Stadio del Alpi in Turin. Just to remind you, the last time that Milan were beaten was against Bari way back in May of last year. Trapattoni praying that run is going to end in this game today. Now Möller shipping it on towards Vialli. Milan defenders came streaming out to no avail then. Torricelli. Vialli. Good tackle, good challenge by Rijkaard. Torricelli was there. Naldino Baggio. Torricelli. Just nipped off the head then of Rijkaard. Baresi, almost without looking up then, played it on to Rijkaard. Iranio. Well run back by Conte. My word, is getting through some work, this fellow Conte. Gallia. Casiraghi. Here's Di Marchi. And a rather wasteful pass from him. Straight into the grateful arms of Rossi.
A valuable member Rijkaard is to the Milan side. He sits in front of that back four when they're under pressure. He wins headers, he wins tackles, his interceptions are a different class, and he really is invaluable to this team.
Conte. I think Roberto Baggio was making that very point in our Italian programme on Channel 4 yesterday. Foul by Gallia.
Again, that's one of those decisions I was talking about earlier. That looked a fair challenge. He's just gone in and won the ball, and the ball's there to be won.
Played on by Boban to Van Basten. And for once his control let him down as he lost his footing. 18 goals he's scored so far this season, Van Basten. And sportingly, Juventus conceding the throw, 1 or 2 injuries. It's Boban down there. everybody is complaining to the referee, apart from poor old Boban. Nobody seems too concerned about him. Conte has an injury too. What about his contribution so far, Ray?
Yes, he's done very well. He's been in there, he's spoiling a lot of the Milan good possession. He's in there and he nicks in, wins good ball, and he's done very well. He's obviously got a bit of a sore ankle as well. He went over earlier and had a bit of treatment, and he's back over to the dugout now to see if he can get some more. But he's done very well, as Juventus have done as a team. I think of the first half, Juventus have been the better side, and with a bit of luck, they could have gone in front.
Well, everybody seems to be okay. Here's Vialli. We'll also, of course, keep you today posted on news from the big Rome derby. Lazio, Gazza's team against Roma. No goals so far. And we will have extended highlights from that game in Gazza's Italian programme on Channel 4, Gazzetta, 10:30 Saturday morning. Napoli have taken the lead against Fiorentina. No, in fact, it's 1-1 now. Napoli 1, Fiorentina 1. Inter are leading Brescia by a goal to 0. And it's Genoa 1, Torino 1. Torino, remember, in third place behind Milan and Juventus.
Well, Paolo Maldini gave Müller a bit of a glare after that challenge, but it looked a good tackle by Andreas Müller. They must be the team to watch this year, Fiorentina. Not only do they score loads of goals, they let them in as well, and I suppose entertainment value, Fiorentina are the team to see.
It's only Milan have scored more. Milan 28 goals, Juventus 23, Fiorentina 25. Van Basten hoping to add to his personal tally then, but not this time. And we hope to be featuring Fiorentina, I think, next Sunday, Ray, against Juventus, so that should be quite an encounter too.
I think we'll see some goals there.
Wouldn't mind one today. Baresi, Costa Curta, certainly had the opportunities. Now Simone trying to carve one out for himself. Now where's he going here? Policed by Dino Baggio, and that's excellent defending by Baggio.
Really was excellent defending, and what a good pass as well to pick out Casiraghi.
Oh, well, he took it.
Rijkaard again.
He's fouled it this time.
It was a foul, yes, but Rijkaard was there to make the initial challenge, and I'm sure that's a little bit unfortunate to get a yellow card as well. And I'm sure his Milan teammates are very happy with the role that Rijkaard plays within the setup.
Just caught Casiraghi there.
Yeah, he was trying to read where Casiraghi was going to take the ball, and he just takes it a bit too quick for him, and he catches him as he goes past.
Yellow card then for Frank Rijkaard of Milan, and this is Andy Möller preparing to take the free kick for Juventus. 5 minutes to half-time. Gallia looking to profit from Casiraghi's header. Costa Curta, unusual clearance. Chase that one. Boban. Intercepted by Conte. Simone. Maybe the two teams just cancelling each other out a little bit now. Tassotti to Boban. Two teams who know each other's play so well. Rijkaard. Laid off by Van Basten. Here's Boban. Now Maldini. Maldini's pass to Simone, away from Torricelli. Van Basten. And Juventus scramble it clear. Baresi. The danger hasn't passed yet. Maldini. Looking for Van Basten, and the flag was up for offside.
And that was the first time we've seen Milan as an attacking force this afternoon. It was a great 1-2 between Simone and Lentini. As the ball was cut back, Van Basten just missed timing his shot on his left side. But it really was a good opportunity for Milan, and Van Basten will be quite upset that he didn't actually make Peruzzi pull off a save or hit the target himself.
Didn't reach Vialli. This is Boban. Released by Conte and illegally. Free kick to Milan. Taken quickly to Sotti. Uranio hasn't had too much support. And by Carrera, who's a pretty uncompromising defender. Dino Baggio, again showing his versatility today. He can occupy a variety of roles for Juve. He clearly is going to curtail the run really of Valentini. Now Maldini. Cola for Casiraghi to chase. Costa Curta hooking it clear. And the referee is giving the free kick to Milan for the foul on Rijkaard. That's Gallia with the injury. It was he who committed the offence. Costa Curta threading it forward. Simone. 2 minutes in the first half to go. Van Basten was waiting in the middle on Tassotti's cross. It wasn't forthcoming.
But it should have been. The ball should have been whipped in. Van Basten made a good run. He took Curler to the near post and ducked out to the back post. And Tassotti had the opportunity to get it in early.
Simone. Simply no way through then, though. Now Vialli. Here's Carrera. Again, they're prepared to examine that Milan defence with the early long ball. Dino Baggio. There by Rijkaard. Racing it well, but only as far as Gallia. Now off goes Vialli. Still Vialli. Can he get a shot in here? He was forced wide by Tassotti, and that was enough to deter him.
Yeah, I think Baresi would be having a word with Tassotti. Baresi had pushed out with the rest of the defenders. Tassotti stayed in there, and Vialli showing tremendous strength there. But again, good defending from Tassotti. Pushes him away from goal and gets him that vital challenge at the finish. Yeah, great tackle.
Trapattoni has no fingernails left. Free kick to Milan.
Trapattoni is one of the world's great whistlers, Peter. He sits on that touchline and whistles with them fingers. I don't think he bites them so much, he whistles, and it's like being at the sheepdog trials when you're playing against Juventus, with Trapattoni whistling all the time.
Now, news of another goal. Napoli have taken the lead. It's against Fiorentina, and it's Zola. The second goal. It's now 2-1 then to Napoli, who've been having a pretty torrid time lately. And Iachini of Fiorentina has been sent off, so they're in all sorts of trouble there, Fiorentina, against Napoli in the Sao Paulo Stadium. All the scores, of course, after the break during the half-time interval, and we are now in injury time at the end of the first half. Peruzzi, who hasn't really had too much to do. Juventus have certainly shaded the first half. Boban. Uranio taking the throw. Van Basten. Baresi to Rijkaard. Here's Van Basten. This is within Jurgen Kohler.
That's been Milan's problem as well this afternoon. When the ball's been up the front for them, Van Basten nor Simone have been able to keep it up to let players get up and join them, and I think that's been their big problem.
Almost a minute and a half now of time added on by the referee. There certainly have been one or two stoppages, including, of course, the injury to Antonioli. De Marchi. Rijkaard to Lentini. Milan will be hoping for a spark from Lentini during the second half to set something up for them. Really scored that goal out of nothing last week, Lentini. Really difficult for Simone and Van Basten. Such has been the strength of the marking by Juventus. Now, Boban with the corner in the dying seconds of the first half. Well, it's blocked by Conte. He didn't seem to be too far away. Here's Boban now. Not a bad cross in. And a fierce header then by Simone.
Oh, that was fabulous football. It was a great early ball in from Boban, and there's Simone again getting across the front of defenders, attacking that near post. We see so many crosses go into near post areas and defenders are there just to head them away, but Simone wanted to get there and he was unfortunate.
So the half-time whistle is blown, no goals, but certainly we've had plenty of opportunities at both ends. Juventus, we feel here, have been the better side, but Milan have played their part in what has been an absorbing first half. And we'll of course be back with the second half, but after the break it's time for Gazza's Golden Goals and a chance for you to win a trip to see his team Lazio playing against, yes, AC Milan. So join us again after the break.
Have a look at these golden goals. 6 of the best scored in Serie A last weekend. Match your top 3 with Paul Gascoigne's and you'll win a luxury trip for 2 to Italy to watch Lazio in action against AC Milan. Goal number 1. Gianluigi Lentini for Milan in the derby with Inter. Goal 2. Sampdoria's Vladimir Jugovic in their 3-1 win over Napoli. Goal 3, Giorgi Hagis for Brescia against Fiorentina. Goal 4, Roma's Antonio Cormi against Ancona. Goal 5, Luca Mattei for Udinese against Genoa. Goal 6, Pescara's Carlos Dunga in the win over Atalanta. When you've made your choice, ring us on 0891 555 444. The first caller picked out by our computer when lines close next Friday, whose choice matches Paul Gascoigne's, wins a luxury trip for 2 to see Gazza in action for Lazio against AC Milan, when his side bid to gain revenge for last month's thrashing at the San Siro. Five runners-up received copies of our Football Italia music, now available on record, CD and cassette. They'll also win our new Channel 4 Italian soccer magazine, containing full colour lineups of every Serie A team and a host of features to enhance our weekend coverage. The winner of our last Golden Goals competition, Stephen Sherry of Paisley in Scotland. His choice? In third place, Beppe Signoris for Lazio against Torino. Second, Giorgi Hagis for Brescia against Ancona. And in first place, the best of Roberto Baggio's 4 for Juventus against Udinese. And these 5 runners-up also picked them in the correct order. 3, 5, 4. Now finally, a reminder of this week's 6 goals. lines are open until next Friday, and the winners will be chosen then and announced at this time in next Sunday's programme. For further details of the Golden Goals competition, you can turn to page 465 of Foretel, Channel 4's teletext service.
Welcome back to Football Italia on Channel 4. No goals then in Turin. Juventus 0, AC Milan 0. No, that's not me. But it was certainly a very eventful first half, with Juventus having the best of the chances, but Milan coming back strongly towards half-time. Now, as the teams arrive on the field, just chance to bring you the other latest scores from the half-times. Ancona 0, Cagliari 1, that's Felicano on 13 minutes. Atalanta are 2 up against Udinese, Montero and Gans. Foggia 0, Pescara 0, 2 of the struggling teams. Genoa 1, Torino 1. Signorini after 30 minutes for Genoa, and then Torino with Daniel Fortunato on 32. Inter 1, Brescia 1. Giunta for Brescia after Berti had given Inter the lead. Lazio 0, Roma 0 in the big Rome derby. Casa playing for Lazio. Napoli 2, Fiorentina 1. That's Di Mauro for Fiorentina. Policano and Zola for Napoli, and Iachini of Fiorentina has been sent off. And it's Parma 0, Sampdoria 0. Those are the latest scores. We'll have all the final results, of course, for you at the end of the programme. Confirmation of the lineups, which we didn't have time to bring you at the start. There we are. One booking so far, Gallia for Juventus. Ray Wilkins, your thoughts on the second half and what the coaches might have had to say at half-time?
I think Capello might have had a little pop at Milan as they went in after the first half. They haven't really, as an attacking force, been in the game. They've had I think possibly the best opportunity with that diving header from Simone at the end of the first half. But apart from that, I don't really think they've been in the match as an attacking force. And he'll want to see a big change in that. They've set very high standards, Milan, and Capello isn't the sort of guy that would like him to slip too far below those standards.
Well, Juventus have kept a pretty tight padlock on these two, Van Basten and Simone. Van Basten, of course, named this week as the World Footballer of the Year, ahead of Dennis Bergkamp, the Ajax player in Holland, and Peter Schmeichel, Danish international of Manchester United. Ray Wilkins, 97, I think you were, Ray. Didn't look that far down. It was
nice to be in the first 100 if it was.
Costacurta, pursued by Vialli, so aggressive. Getting a smile from the referee. Vialli didn't find it too amusing, though.
Oh, it's atrocious refereeing. You can see Costacurta has played the ball out and just dived on the floor. I can't honestly see why referees give decisions like that. It's Vialli's put him under a lot of pressure and done very well to put him under pressure. And Costacurta gets out of it by having taken a dive.
Sebastiano Rossi then taking the free kick for Milan, replacing Antonioli, one of the latecomers who was injured early on in the first half. Antonioli. Rossi, who's lost his place to the young goalkeeper, getting his chance to shine now, though. And there's the scarf, the Juve scarf, which Vialli is wearing as an armband. You haven't got one of those at QPR, have you?
No, we've got a very plush yellow one. It's very smart.
We'll be inundated this week now with supporters' scarves, I'm sure. Cola, and out by Costacurta. Here's Merla, who started the game with such fervent passion, driving Juve forward, but rather faded. And as Ray Wilkins was saying, that I think due to the attentions of Frank Rijkaard. There's Vialli. Read by Baresi, trying to send Simone away. Dino Baggio trying to link up with Casiraghi, who goes down injured. back on the leg. Incensed at the challenge, also wanting some attention, Casiraghi, and he was appealing rather frantically then towards the bench, so maybe that's a serious knock he's got there.
He doesn't seem too happy about it. It didn't really seem too much of a heavy challenge from Maldini, but the way he went down, his legs seemed to buckle underneath him, so maybe his knee isn't in too good a shape.
Just caught then by Maldini. Clearly that is a nasty tumble he has taken there, Casiraghi.
With the loss of Baggio, it was a good decision to stick Casiraghi up there because it takes a lot of weight off Vialli, and it also puts the Milan defence under a bit of trouble because they obviously respect the finishing power of Casiraghi, and instead of just having the one up there, which they would cope with quite comfortably, they've got Casiraghi, who is a big lump and he causes a lot of problems in the penalty area.
He might have a lump on his leg at the moment. I wonder too how much they're missing Roberto Baggio, Ray.
Yes, I don't think I'd be speaking out of turn if I was to say he was possibly the Italian Maradona, capable of scoring goals from any position, both feet though, and not only scoring goals, but he makes a lot of goals for his comrades in the side. And a very valuable player, and it's very unfortunate that we won't see him until the new year.
Well, there's Casiraghi, and he certainly doesn't look at all happy. He's got to soldier on for the moment, but for how long, I wonder. And we'll have a word too in a moment on the David Platt situation. They were, of course, out for some time because of injury. And he's going to face quite a competition to get back in the side. Came off Baresi then. Here's Tassotti.
Yes, David is going to have a tough old time getting back in the team because Müller has come in and he's done exceptionally well. They also have the Brazilian centre-half, the other foreigner. But for David, we all wish him well with his cartilage operation, and let's hope he is back in the team, and very, very quickly.
Let's hope so, for England's sake too, of course. Now there's Boban, spreading it wide, but not finding Simone. And it'll be Carrera then with the free kick for Juventus. Milan didn't manage to beat them in 5 attempts last season. Always such a tight contest between these two teams. Two giants of Italian football. Vialli, his legs were whipped away from beneath him there.
That is a bad
Tassotti.
challenge. Yeah, sorry, Peter, for butting in there. That was a bad challenge, and that, if anything should be booked, that should be booked. He's no intention at all of playing the ball. He's just gone up Mauro Tassotti and given him a right old wallop on the back of the calf. That's a bad tackle.
And it is a yellow card for Tassotti, and he can't really have too many complaints about that. Very experienced defender, and it was, without question, an extremely rash challenge on Vialli. No excuse for that at all. Carrera to plant another long ball towards that Milan penalty box. Doesn't fall for Gallia, hooked away by Rijkaard. In goes Kohler strongly. Now Vialli, but no, the flag is up for offside.
Yes, we could see soon as that ball was cleared, Baresi had his men galloping up to the halfway line. And I think it wasn't only Vialli, but I think Casiraghi was called offside as well in the centre of the field.
News of other goals, and bad news for Gaza. Lazio 0, Roma 1. Giannini has scored for Roma. And, well, Des Walker's team are struggling too. Sampdoria, they're a goal down away to Parma. Parma 1, Sampdoria 0. Asprilla, the Colombian, has scored the goal. Free kick given as Lentini is sent tumbling.
Yeah, he seemed to lose possession of the ball, and over he went, and they all do it and hope they can get a free kick. This is dangerous. Van Basten actually looks as if he's on it as well.
And also Boban there.
I'd like to see Lentini do that a lot more. He favours his right side, obviously. He's not a left-sided player. When he goes down the left wing, he always checks out and crosses with his right foot. But when he comes inside, He makes it very difficult for people to stop him. He's very quick, very strong, and those runs inside of defenders make it very hard for them. And as we see, he's been pulled down here in a very dangerous position.
Boban is shaping up to take the kick. So it may well be a test here for young Peruzzi in the Juve goal. Boban with the kick, and it came back off the bar. Oh, stunning free kick then by Boban, and he was so unlucky.
Well, it was a good free kick as well, wasn't it? Here we see it, Boban. A lot of pace on the ball as he hits it. And Peruzzi never had a chance, and it was Van Basten on the end of it as it came off the bar. And I think he might have thought he would have done better with that.
Away by Carrera. That'll lift Milan now. Baresi. In goes Boban. Trying to ward off Conte. Baresi. Both teams now going to fit the woodwork. Dino Baggio in the first half for Juventus. And now Boban for Milan. Baresi. Excellent pass. Simone. Boban's just arrived in the middle. Here's Lentini. Maldini outside him. Lentini's chip was a delicate one. Simone, and he scuffed his shot. That'll have to go down as a miss for Simone, who fashioned the chance for himself so well.
That was an excellent opportunity there. We see Lentini coming in on his good foot, takes it very well. Got a bit more time than he feels. If it had looked up as well, he could have touched it to his right-hand side, or I think Iranio was possibly in a better position to have a go. But nevertheless, that was a lot better from Milan as an attacking force.
At the very least then, Simone should surely have examined the goalkeeping qualities of Peruzzi. He did have support too, as Ray was saying there, in particular from Iranio. Bola taking the kick. This is Iranio turning away from Rossi. Gallia. More clearance really from Iranio. Merla now. Boban was in the way. It's still Merla. Needs to impose himself again on this game as he did in the first half early on. Threatening to run the show, really, Merla, in the first 20 minutes or so. 10 minutes into the second half now. And it's Merla taking the corner kick. Carrera has come up from the back. They have the height of Dino Baggio in there, and Cola too. Torricelli. Play on. Merla. Charged down by Simone. Rather painfully. And it's another corner then to Juve. Merla's kick. Back in by Di Marchi. Maldini failed to clear it. Milan defender streaming out, and Vialli is caught again. They've got this offside trap off to a tee, Milan.
Yeah, they are very well organised, and it takes a good run off the ball and a good timing of the pass to actually break it down.
Maldini. A little lucky to get it back again then. Played on towards Simone. It was a sharp turn, and Torricelli did well.
It's a good start from Simone in the second half. He's very nippy, makes some darting runs, a la Schilacci, really. And he's been a little bit unfortunate. That was a good turn and a good shot, but again, good defending.
Boban with the corner. Rijkaard is in there, and Maldini. Way by Cola. Here's Tassotti. Vialli so quickly trying to close him down. Van Basten now, who pulled away to the right. And of course, Cola was there to block his passage. Van Basten. Again, Cola so quickly with the tackle. No room to turn. underlining why he's so highly regarded as a marker in world football. Iranio with a cross. Here's Maldini towards Rijkaard. And I think some pushing there by the Dutch international.
Yes, I think that was a good decision, but it was good football all round. Iranio gets in a good ball, but look at this for a left full-back. Look at that Maldini, what a touch. And there you see Rijkaard climbing all over the defender, but it's been a better start by Milan in the second half. Well, let's hope this continues.
Plenty of adventure being shown by both teams. Good jump then by Casiraghi. So often he's won the ball in the air. And thus far, Juventus haven't been able to benefit from his success. Rijkaard. Too long though for Van Basten. Gallia. Too tentative though. Boban was very tight in the midfield congestion. And away come Juve now with Merlo. And he really took that one too far. Might get a second chance, but no, out come those Milan defenders, and the flag is up for offside.
As we see Gallia knock it over the top. Watch Baresi. Makes a direct run for Gallia so that he wouldn't be able to get the ball. He does it a hell of a lot, and most Italian defenders do it. They do a lot of body checking. And he would have been very fortunate, had that not been offside, to have stayed on the pitch with that, because that may well have been a second bookable offence.
And a switch being made by Juventus. Marocchi has come on for Gallia. Number 13 there, Giancarlo Marocchi, who used to be a regular in the side but has missed out in recent times. Vialli now, twisting and turning. Iranio. So a midfield player really replacing a midfield player, although Marocchi is very versatile and pops up all over the field. He used to be more or less a right winger. And even featured at left back at one stage. He's been all over. How do you see him slotting in here, Ray?
Yes, he'll have no problem. That is a straight swap there. Marocchi's, he was, as you say, in the side, and I think on the verge of national recognition as well last season. But it just goes to show the strength that Juventus have this year, that Marocchi really isn't in the starting lineup.
Yes, he has won caps for Italy, but doesn't seem to be featuring at the moment. And maybe something of a forgotten man, really, as far as Arrigo Sacchi is concerned, the Italian national coach. Casiraghi, he's still very much in the reckoning. Baresi now. No Italian team will be complete without him since his return from his very short retirement. Baresi now. Always so cool under pressure. Rijkaard with the header. It goes Iranio. Dimarchi chasing back at him, getting his tackle in well.
That's been a good tussle, Dimarchi and Iranio. I would say Dimarchi's just coming out on top, but they've had a fair old battle this afternoon, as a number of players have had with their opposite number.
Dimarchi, who's having a run in the side, was on loan to Roma last term and then recalled in the summer. And at one stage there was talk of him being linked with Ancona, and that didn't come off. And for the moment, anyway, he's the first choice at the Juventus side. Away for the corner. Juve under a bit of pressure now. Baresi. Nothing's going to ruffle him. Vialli, a bit of strength there and holding off to Sotti. And then the covering of Rijkaard and Costa Curta. Iranio. It's a fierce contest, and a very tight and close one too.
What a strange corner that was from Van Basten. Initially him taking the corner, and then he hit it back to the halfway line to Baresi. I couldn't quite understand that.
Iranio. I think that came off the Milan player, indeed it did. Throw to Juventus. Second by Dibaki. Peruzzi here, who has taken over this season, of course, from Tacconi. Tacconi, the Italian international goalkeeper, now with Genoa. Costa Curta to Baresi. This is Maldini. Now Lentini. You can't afford to allow him a sight of goal. Well, whistles for the £13 million man. Well, that was a spectacular strike of his last week. Every now and again he does something quite out of the ordinary, Lentini. I wonder what the pros back in England have made of him so far, Ray. £13 million.
Yeah, that's right. I think obviously with £13 million they're expecting somebody very, very special. Lentini does have super qualities, but I think sometimes he may be better off operating on the right-hand side of the field, where he can actually run people to the line. He's very quick and get crosses in for the likes of Van Basten.
It's Van Basten's pass, offside though. Ranio.
When he plays on the left side, he has to turn out all the time to get the ball in, and that enables defenders to push out as well. Every yard he takes back, then the defenders will push up, and it makes it more and more difficult. But I think in general, the professionals think he's a fair player. But they were, especially at our club, were most impressed with Fuser when the two of them met whilst they were playing at
Lazio.
Yeah, for Lazio, against each other. You know, if anything, Fuser looked the better player on that day, and they sold him for $2 million.
Simone. Van Basten waiting in the middle. And who could put a price on his head? That's the point, Ray. If Lentini's worth $13 million, what's Van Basten worth?
Well, that's right. Unfortunately, these prices are being... it's quite vulgar, really, how they're being escalated all over in world football.
Yes, I think I've mentioned it before. Even the Vatican were unhappy about it. Said the figures were immoral. £13 million for a footballer. Ray's laughing here, but it's true. They're in touch with football there, you know.
I didn't think they watched the football. Let's hope they're tuning into Channel 4.
Listen, the Pope's met Jack Charlton. There's Carrera with the free kick, away by Rijkaard. Almost at the halfway point in the second half. They're so evenly balanced. Tassotti. Of course, the good wishes of the rest of Serie A will be with Juventus today, hoping they can end Milan's run and give everybody some hope that they might be caught. Now on Barocchi.
I'm surprised we haven't seen an outfield change by Milan when you think you have the likes of Donadoni, Albertini, Massaro, all quality players, and perhaps a little change might just spark off something that's missing at the moment.
Carrera pumping that free kick forward, run by Vialli. Now there was no flag there, and it's hit wide. Well, no wonder Casiraghi is holding his head in disbelief.
Yes, that's right. The long ball comes in, very well won by Vialli, flicked on, and Casiraghi should really have hit the target. Although he was put under a lot of pressure, I can't really see it was from Costa Curta it was, and he holds his head, as you say, Peter, in disbelief. He would like to have put that one away. We remember last season he scored that wonderful volley on his right side. Perhaps that was on his weaker side, his left.
Well, that has to go down as a squandered chance for Juventus. Van Basten now, clattered again. Well, the Juve player's pulling up, but I can't really say they can have any complaints there. The tackle
went a lot of
right
attention, wasn't he? Look at them, both of them after him.
Baresi. Simone, no time for him to turn. This is Tassotti now. Simone, released by Torricelli.
That's a good run, though, by Simone, that. He's timed it very well. He's done several of those in this game. And when he makes runs like that, it's very difficult for defenders to get with him. They have to get with him because he's so sharp.
Well, an escape for Milan at the other end. They themselves then have hit the bar in the second half. with a free kick from Boban. Really would take a brave man to predict which way this game is going to go. Now Vialli. Play is brought back again. Vialli, who always looks as if he really can't believe any decision that is made by the referee.
It looked a little bit unfortunate.
There have been a few marginal decisions in this game, put it mildly. Van Basten, the man they call basic because he does everything so simply. Scores goals with such clinical efficiency. 4 in the week, Van Basten, against Gothenburg. That's the 3rd time he's scored 4 for Milan. And he's done it twice this season. Now Simone is in the clear and has scored. Just past the halfway point in the second half.
What a brilliant finish. It's a great ball in, and I think the defender gets a bit tight on Simone and he rolls him. It's Boban who puts the ball in. As it comes in, he just lets it run. What a dummy. And very clinical. He must have been watching Van Basten in training. That's a great finish by Simone. Brilliant football.
He totally deceived 2 defenders then, Simone, to steer it into the corner. And it's Juventus 0. Milan 1 on 68 minutes. Simone with his 2nd goal for Milan this season. And what a valuable one that may prove to be. Casiraghi, and, well, there's no flag. The Milan players protesting. They felt there should have been an offside decision, but the referee and linesman didn't think so. But Trapattoni's team have a real problem now, having gone a goal down. So much experience and guile in this Milan side. They've been in this position so many times and gone on to win the game.
That man there did very well there. Rossi was quick off his line. Casiraghi looked a mile offside, and that's the 2nd time Milan have been caught, and both Antonioli and Rossi have both done very well in those circumstances.
It's always the danger, though, Ray, isn't it? If you play the offside trap just once, even if it's the wrong decision, it could go against you.
Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, you are leaving it up to linesmen and referees to make that decision.
That's the risk you take. But it hasn't let Milan down too often in the past. With this incredible unbeaten run, which they look like stretching today, unless Juventus can rally, come from behind. Simone, the goal scorer. His confidence will be sky high now. And again, he's wriggled clear of the marking. Down for Van Basten. Good cross to by Simone. There's Möller. Up goes Vialli with Costa Curta. Here's Maldini. Vialli chasing back there. No cause is lost for him. What an example he is to those players around him. Vialli, the captain of Juventus. Maldini. Pace will really hot up now. Boban. Juventus have got to take the game to Milan if they can get the ball off them. Lentini. Exhilarating atmosphere in Turin. Baresi now. Spotted the run of Marco Van Basten. And there's an untidy scramble going on there, which has left the Juventus defender in some pain. I presume it's Cola.
Yeah, Van Basten trying to making a good effort in actual fact initially to get the ball. Now we see the unsavoury side of it, where he seems to say to Cola, "You've kicked me all afternoon, I'm going to have a little pop back."
Well, Cola making no signs of immediate recovery. Trapattoni, a lot of thinking to do down on the bench. Up by Casiraghi. Vialli prepared to battle for it, of course. And the decision has gone against him again. Off he goes to complain.
Yeah, they're not getting the rub of the green, Juventus. That seemed a pretty fair challenge. Ball bobbling around. It was there to be won by both parties. I think he gives it for the initial challenge. Or was it the foul on Tassotti? I don't think it was a foul personally, but they're not really getting the rub of the green, Juventus.
I think that's what he gave, though. So again, Milan survive. Rossi with the free kick. Milan with the lead. A goal from Simone on 68 minutes. Is that going to prove enough? Maldini, Lentini. Again, the close attentions of Dino Baggio, who's claiming he went for the ball and left the distraught figure of Lentini on the ground.
And what a good game he's had as well, Dino Baggio. He played the ball, he won the ball, it was a good tackle, but he did actually go out for a throw-in, so he shouldn't really have too many complaints.
Maldini towards Simone. Cola got it away. Merla. Marocchi.
That's what it's all about. Sorry, Peter, again. That was Simone gave a ball away on the 18-yard box. He ran back and he actually won the ball back. That was tremendous play.
Van Basten. This is Rijkaard. A touch off by Merla. Marocchi. Juventus really looking to step up the pace now. They've got to.
Being played at a tremendous place, Peter, isn't it? Both sides are really going for it now. Milan obviously have the upper hand with the goal lead. They're playing some good football, but Juventus are making it very uncomfortable for them.
And latest news of Juventus's Turin rivals, Torino. They're 2-1 down now, away to Genoa. Padovano, the scorer of that second goal. And Roma are still a goal up against Gazza's team, Lazio. Don't forget those extended highlights in Football Italia next Saturday morning. Marocchi with the pass. Safely through, though, to Rossi.
There was a perfect example of a forward coming back to defend. Lentini did very well in the finish, but as you saw Baresi push out with the rest of the defenders, Lentini stayed in to attempt to win the ball. Baresi had a little word with him as if to say, you've got to get yourself out when we get out, and they were called him offside.
Iranio, it's a good cross, and Simone with a tame header. If that had been Van Basten, that could well have been the second.
Yes, that's right. That was another one of those darting little runs, though. He gets away from Marcus very well. Iranio whipped in a super ball, and there was Simone not managing to get a full contact with it.
What a quality cross, though, it was from Iranio. 15 minutes to go. Rijkaard wins the header. In again so strongly. Iranio now. Surrounded by Juventus players. Claiming the throw. Doesn't get it. Merla. More service to Vialli. Here's Simone now. Vialli wrestled to the ground as he stood his ground, and he's got the free kick this time. Merla will want to take it. Doing there for Van Basten. Juventus will try to build again with Torricelli. Rijkaard's header. Free kick. Handled by Boban.
He's reading of the game, Rijkaard, this afternoon has been quite outstanding. He's got himself right in front of the back four, and he's won everything. He's won headers. He's obviously noted the danger of Casiraghi in the air, so he's gone back to help them out, and he's won the lot. I think he's been outstanding this afternoon.
Another yellow card. That one for Conte. Oh no, for Boban. I thought perhaps Conte had said something out of turn, but it's for Boban for handling the ball. Carrera. Vialli trying to hang in the air. And he wheeled away, and there's a Milan player down injured. I think Simone, actually. Yes. Now, another substitution to be made by Juventus. Looks like Paolo Di Canio who's going to come on. And I think Di Marchi, yes, who's been replaced by Canio, who's a winger. So they'll be looking for this opportunity to get around the back of the Milan defence through Di Canio.
And I think what they might do is go flat back four now, Peter. They've put Di Canio on. He's a very tricky winger, very good dribbler of the ball. They've taken off Di Marchi, who's done a very good job on Iranio, and they may well go flat back four now.
He's a bit of a fiery character, Di Canio, former Lazio player. An expensive one too, £3.5 million back in 1990. He had a couple of inconsistent seasons really, but Trapattoni has kept faith with him. And he'll be hoping that Di Canio's arrival can swing this game in Juventus's favour. Free kick to Juventus. Milan defending in numbers again now. Kick taken by Merla. Appeals from just about everybody. This is Di Canio. Needs a good cross here. Lentini. And on from Simone. Torricelli. It's a position where they will be so familiar with Milan, soaking up pressure, taking the lead. It's going to be hard now for Juventus to break them down.
It's going to be desperately hard to break them down. They are, as you say, Peter, very used to being in this position. And possibly the last couple of years with all of Italy hoping they're going to lose as well, their resolve is even greater.
Juventus just need somebody now to set something up for them, to give them that creative spark. There's no Baggio in the side, and well, maybe something like old Platini, who was their star back in the '86 title team.
He looks a bit like Emperor Ming now, doesn't he, Vialli? That's a great tackle from Tassotti, and he just catches, I think he catches Tassotti's face with his right foot as he goes down. Here we see him. He does very well there, Vialli. He's worked his socks off this afternoon, and that was a great tackle from Tassotti.
But he has suffered for it. 32-year-old Mauro Tassotti, called up by the international side, a belated debut for him, the oldest ever Italian national team debutant.
And he's seen the good and bad times at Milan as well. He's been there a long, long time now, Peter. I think signed from Lazio, Mauro Tassotti. And he's been a tremendous servant, a really, truly top-class defender.
His 13th season now with Milan, and indeed an ex-Lazio player. Carrera looking for the long throw, despite Aranio's attentions. Didn't fall for Marocchi. In goes Torricelli. A whole posse of Milan players around him. And Vialli, surprise, surprise, he's offside. It's not his day so far.
No, they're not, the runs are too shallow. They've got to come deeper to get back in, because the Milan players push out in bulk. There's Baresi pushing them all out again. He's got to be offside. He's too shallow. He's running on a flat line with defenders and trying to get his chance to get inside them, but he's doing it too early.
Now Massaro is going to make his usual entrance. Lentini is going off. And so often when he comes on to such good effect, Ray.
Yes, that's right. He's been a great servant to Milan. And I think that's a good substitution as well. Lentini really hasn't been involved in the game. And Massaro will give him just that little bit extra. And he'll be itching to get on as well. It's a good game for him to come on and play.
Simone preferred to Massaro from the off, so that would have been a big blow to Massaro. But Simone has repaid the coach's confidence with the only goal so far. So Massaro can't really have too many complaints.
He can't, but he will have, because he's been having a good season himself, and he'll be a little bit disappointed that he hasn't been used. But we saw there a great opportunity from Milan. It was a tremendous header from Marco van Basten. and Simone was just a little bit unfortunate that the ball wouldn't seem to come down. It seemed to stay in the air too long for him.
Well, Milan have the free kick for the foul on Van Basten. Maldini. Here's Marocchi. Now Merla needs to show his pace here, trying to drift away from Iranio, who just nicked him.
Yeah, Muller does have tremendous pace, and Iranio did a lot of covering back there from right out wide on the right wing. And it was a bit of an unnecessary challenge. There was 2 or 3 of them recovering him, and one of them may well have been able to take the ball off him.
Carrera with a free kick. Casiraghi climbing high. And a poor header, really.
He climbed very, very well there, Casiraghi, but it was the attentions of Rijkaard again. Rijkaard picks him up from all these set pieces. He is the most dangerous in the air, but he's taken it upon himself, Rijkaard, to get in there and mix it with him. And he's done a great job on him. They do appear, Juventus, still to be going route 1, the ball down the middle, the high ball. They brought Di Canio on, who's a tremendous dribbler with the ball. And it would be, I would have thought, quite advisable for them to get it out wide to him and see if he can do something. Here he is on the ball now.
Right on cue, Di Canio. Marocchi turning away from Rijkaard, but turning back into trouble. Dino Baggio. Time for Tassotti, who doesn't seem to be suffering too much from his facial injury, but he suffered a short while ago. Free kick to Milan. Tempo's becoming frayed here. Simone and Conte arguing the toss. And Tassotti having his few liras worth. Van Basten having to calm him down. Vialli, as usual, has plenty to say about it all. But no one could fault his contribution today, Vialli. He has worked so tirelessly for Juventus without really any success. Another free kick to Juve. They're becoming a little desperate now as time begins to run out for them. 5 minutes to go. Merla. And they'll be willed on by the rest of Italy in the last few minutes in their efforts to snatch a goal back. This is Di Canio now. Vialli was in the middle. Baresi only half away, really. Tassotti, though, was able to complete the job, but only as far as Dino Baggio. In towards Vialli. Well then, Vialli. This is Di Canio. Just too long for Casiraghi.
And who cleared it, Peter? Rijkaard cleared it again. He's been absolutely different class, Rijkaard. His reading of situations is quite superb.
Juventus hoping to put Milan under siege now, and they can't do it if Van Basten is going to commit that kind of offence. Lashing out at Carrera. Di Canio, Neil thought about the shot, trying to get Vialli in instead, and it was Costaccato who closed him down.
Good challenge in the finish, because he did look slightly offside, Vialli, but the strike of his was on target, but Costaccato did well to get in there and push it away.
The poor corner, totally wasted. Simone. Iranio, the challenge though by Torricelli. Now Di Canio in for Vialli. Baresi was with him. The referee waving play on. Vialli is down.
I think Vialli stayed down to try and emphasise the fact that he had been fouled, and the referee allowed the game to go on and the ball was put out of play. He'd have been better advised getting up and getting on with the game, and hopefully he could have got in the box and called something.
Rather loose pass then, and it's found only Rijkaard of Milan. 3 minutes to go. Simone, whose goal looks like settling it for Milan, unless Juventus can find something in these remaining minutes to change the course of the game. Merla. This is Kohler. Now Vialli. Charged down by Boban. Torricelli. Here's Morocchi. Well cut out then by Baldini. Rijkaard. Here's Carrera. Vialli now for Juventus. It's not a bad ball in either. Appeals for a penalty, and it's given. The referee has given the kick. Oh, look at the fury of those Milan defenders. Well, there seems to be some jostling going on. Let's look again here, Ray.
Well, that's what they've been looking for all afternoon, that ball to the back post. And as it drops in the box, it's Di Canio that goes for it, and I can't really see where he can give a penalty there. He's standing right on the spot, the referee. As we see Di Canio coming into shot there, he just seems to fall over. We have seen penalties given like that before in Italy. And it is a sad sight as well, because I think it's quite obvious that that wasn't a penalty, and it alters the whole face of the game now.
Well, it was Tassotti who the referee decided had brought down Di Canio. And it looked a very, very suspect decision, you have to say. Now, Vialli to take the kick. Baggio, of course, the regular penalty taker, not in the side. And we're into the last dramatic minute now. Vialli against Rossi. Looking relaxed and composed, Vialli, and I bet his heart is ticking away furiously now. Here's Vialli, and he saved it! Driven back in by Casiraghi. And maybe justice was done. Milan again streaming out for the offside, and the whistle has gone. Rossi has saved Milan.
Brilliant penalty stop, but this was a great save. Saves it with his legs, a bit like Pat Jennings used to do. Everyone said he was lucky as well, but that's absolute nonsense. It was a great save.
So drama right to the last here. We're into injury time, and Sebastiano Rossi, the man who has come on as deputy for Antonioli, has rescued his team and maybe given them the win that will take them even further clear at the top of the table. Van Basten now. Such disappointment for Juventus, but certainly our feeling was, for Wilkins and myself, it shouldn't have been a penalty anyway. Böhler, still Juventus pressing. Boban, though, brings it away for Milan. We've had now 40 seconds of time added on by the referee. Milan holding on by their fingernails to this slender lead. And some good news reaching us that Paul Gascoigne has equalised for Lazio. So it's now Lazio 1, Roma 1 in the Rome derby. And we'll have that goal for you only in his show on Saturday morning.
And that really is great news as well, Peter. Gazza scoring there in that derby. He's already a hero over there, but that really will endear him to the Lazio supporters. That is a vitally important goal for Paul.
And he has been playing very well from what we gather. The match is for Lazio. As indeed, of course, he did for England against Turkey. Tassotti now. Surely only seconds left. Whistle's gone. One last desperate assault perhaps by Juventus, but surely they have squandered their best opportunity with the missed penalty by Vialli.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said he was standing there very calmly, but inside he must be well twisted up, and he must have been very, very nervous at that time. He seemed to strike the penalty well, but it was at a good height for Rossi, just a couple of feet off the floor.
The referee has given the free kick to Milan. They will be in no particular hurry to take it. Iranio and Van Basten there. Van Basten pointing at two defenders who he says are not far enough away. A bit of play acting now from Marco Van Basten. It'll waste a few more seconds. Over 2.5 minutes now into injury time. I think that might have been a Milan throw, but Juventus took it anyway.
It's a strange free kick again, Peter, wasn't it? We spoke earlier about Van Basten taking the corner. He got involved in a short free kick there. Nothing came of it. I think he wanted to run it in the corner, but took his eye off the ball as Aranio played it.
3 minutes into injury time. Touched on now then for Vialli. And it just wouldn't fall for him then, as he tried to atone for his penalty miss. And he will be so bitterly disappointed, Vialli. He's given so much for Juventus today. And whatever we thought about the penalty award, well, Vialli doesn't really deserve to be on the losing side. Now, Marocchi, no, Maldini was there. And Milan now on the verge of extending their run to 45. There's Rossi, he's lost it. Vialli, very brave. Down he goes again. He surely, though, can't expect the referee to give a penalty for that.
Not for that, no, but the previous action when Vialli broke into the box, Costa Curta had a right tug at him, and I think if he'd have gone down there, that may well have been a penalty. As you see Rossi coming in, not very confident at all. Oh, he takes a right kick in the face from Tassotti there.
4 minutes of injury time played. And the outcome of all that mayhem is a free kick for Milan. Their amazing run is set to continue. Juventus have been unable to succeed where everybody else has failed to over the past, what, year and a half or so. And there is the final whistle, and Milan have done it. The goal from Simone on 68 minutes has proved sufficient for them to extend their lead over Juventus at the top to 4 points. Just seeing here again, Costa Curta, yes, tangling with Vialli. You could be right there, Ray. Maybe he had a case for a penalty there.
Yes, that's right. Taking a second look at it, it was just outside the box, but had Vialli gone over in the box, the referee, you never know what the referee might have given.
Simone, the goal scorer, going off as the players swap shirts at the end of a pretty titanic struggle, as we expected it would be. The disappointment there showing on the face of Andy Muller, so prominent early on, but then he rather faded, and maybe with that, so too did Juventus's chance of taking the points from this game. Well, let's look back on one or two of the major incidents from the game. And this, Ray, was Casaragi's effort.
Yes, this was early on in the game, and he was testing Antonioni from a long distance. Obviously thinking back to last week when he made that blunder, he thought he'd have a go at him early doors, and that was a fair effort, but just going wide. And that was a super bit of goalkeeping from Antonioni. That ball was really whipped in by Di Baggio there, and out he comes, makes a very, very good stop. And Casaragi hurt himself as he goes over, lands right on his neck, and that must have been quite uncomfortable.
And so, of course, was Antonioni hurt, and maybe here as well.
Yep.
I wonder whether if he stretched there too much.
Super shot from Dino Baggio, and he stretches and falls down onto his, I think it was his other shoulder he fell onto there, Peter, but he made a brave effort to get across anyway. But it was a good effort, and that was quite unfortunate, because that would have put Juventus 1-0 in front at a time when they were dictating the play. And there's Boban stepping up and whacking it against the bar. The ball actually did rebound to Van Basten, but he couldn't get a shot in on goal. The tight marking of Curler restricted him from getting a shot in.
Well, they have so many outstanding free kicks in their locker, don't they, in the Italian football? And that was another one there from Boban.
And full credit to them, because they practice very hard at those, Peter, as well.
Well, the one goal then that settled it came from Simone. Marco Simone in the second half. We'll hope to show you that in just a moment. But looking back over the game as a whole, Ray, did you feel that Milan shaded it?
I thought in the second half they came into it a lot more. They seemed to step the pace up a gear and made it very uncomfortable for Juventus. In saying that, Juventus in the first half had a very good 20 minutes where I thought had the shot from Dino Baggio gone in, it could have been a different story. And here we're going to see the goal. It was a very nice little ball in from Boban, and we see a tremendous dummy from Simone. But the finish was exceptional. Goalkeeper coming out, he just rolls it into the corner under his body. Very good goal. There we go once again, a super little pass. Simone, a tremendous dummy, actually sits the defender on his backside there. Very nicely composed and put it away superbly.
And then the controversy of the penalty. Was it a penalty, first of all?
Well, we didn't seem to think it was a penalty. As the ball comes in there, it's a good header from Muller, actually gets up there and heads it back. As it's bobbling around, Di Canio goes in, and for me, just falls over, and the referee awarded the penalty. Quite a bit of controversy there, with Baresi already being booked. I think Tassotti was booked as well, but they were very strong in their protest to the ref, and quite fortunate, I think, that one of them wasn't given the red card. But that's a super stop from Rossi, and this one with his legs, and really was the turning point of the game.
So 1-0 it finished then to Milan. Just a quick check on the other scores. Lazio Roma has finished 1-1 and wins for Atalanta, Genoa, Inter, they've beaten Brescia, and also Napoli, a 4-1 win for them over Fiorentina, and Parma, they've beaten Sampdoria by 1-0. Don't forget Gazzetta on Saturday morning. But from Ray Wilkins and myself, Peter Brackley, goodbye for now.